what's up? My name is Allie and I'm a microblading artist here in Huntington Beach, California. Today I'm going to be going over some pros and cons for anyone who's thinking about starting out in permanent makeup. I'll be talking about what the market is currently like, whether it's a good time to start, how to start, the first steps you're going to take, the cost of starting, and some things that you can do today to get started. So I do want to just start by saying that this is an absolutely amazing career field. It's definitely one of the best decisions that I've made to become a permanent makeup artist and start microblading. There's a great sense of purpose and community, and there's a good sense of helping people with some of the problems that they've been self-conscious about. Starting is relatively quick. It does take a lot of practice, but you could get good within just a few months. And the startup costs are roughly about $5,000, which if you think about it, that's actually pretty low considering that a formal education in like college is tens and tens of thousands of dollars and takes about 4 years before you get a degree and can start earning some cash. I do think that this is a great time to start. In 2023, there's all sorts of new techniques coming out for permanent makeup. One of my favorites and highly recommended or asked about procedure would be lip blushing. So if maybe eyebrows aren't your thing or you're not sure what to do, lip blushing is getting very hot right now. I have a lot of clients asking me if I offer it, which I don't, and I might start doing it, but I think that I would prefer to just stay with my niche and find someone to refer them to, because I don't think that offering like every service out there is necessarily a good thing either for each person. But if you did want to get started, you could look into some lip blushing training courses, and then that could be like your thing. Of course, there's also microblading. There's like little faux freckles that people are doing. There's powder and ombre brow. There's also scar camouflaging, which you could do if you wanted to go more of like a medical approach. There's like areola tattooing that you could do for anyone who's had breast cancer. And there's also stretch mark concealer that you could do too. And I love that those areas really help people with things that they've been feeling maybe a little bit self-conscious about. But it's definitely not too late to start. You don't have to know exactly what your niche is right now. If you just get started, you can kind of fall into something that you feel passionately about. So if you're interested in starting, some of the first steps you would take would be 1, finding a good training course. And I recommend finding like a one-on-one training course as opposed to Googling like a massive school that does it, because you're not going to get the individual attention that you need. And I know a few people who have done this. They leave with a certification, but they still don't feel completely confident and ready to take on clients or even models. The next thing you're going to do is look for a place to practice. Now, this could be a solo salon suite, although those are a little bit more expensive than looking for an extra room at an existing hair salon or maybe a nail salon, I don't know, or any other type of like esthetician beauty salon. Those are going to be a little bit more affordable, but you don't have your own space. I think that's great because you get to make friends and connections with other people that are working in the salon. Once you have a place to practice, you're going to look into your local city and town regulations and get the right business license, health permit, submit a bloodborne pathogen certification, which takes about 2 hours to finish and costs about $25. Once you have a place to rent and all of your local licenses, you can start taking models and building your portfolio. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for all that to happen, you should definitely be practicing on skins, on fruit, or on anything that you can safely practice on at home. So the overall cost of starting, I would say I put it about $5,000, and I took out a personal loan for this amount. This is just to cover the cost of training, which can be $2,000 to $3,000, and the cost for your salon, that can be anywhere. It really depends, but it could be anywhere from like $250 a month to $1,000 a month, depending on whether you're working just a couple days at an existing salon or if you're renting an entire space of your own. You also need to get insurance before you can start working on actual clients. This runs about $100 a month or so, and I use 3 by Berkshire Hathaway. I really like them. It was kind of hard for me to find insurance for microblading. It's a little different than regular esthetician insurance. And you don't need to be an esthetician or in the beauty industry to start with permanent makeup. I got my esthetician license because I wasn't even sure where to start, but it turns out that I don't actually need it, although it is really good to have. It made me very comfortable working on people's faces and interacting with clients, but it's not necessary, and that can actually be an extra expense that you don't need to start out. So some things that you could do to get started today would include thinking of some cool names for your business, making an Instagram page, posting inspo, maybe like a little coming soon blurb, a little thing about yourself to introduce you, and then start following people and looking at other artists to see what their work is like. You could start researching some training opportunities and reaching out to trainers in your area to see if they have anything available. You could also start your Google and Yelp page. You won't have too much to post on there, but you could at least just start it. That way it looks like you've been in business for 5 extra months, as opposed to starting your Google and Yelp page after you've already started everything. And you could also go to the bank today if you wanted to. If you don't have the funds to get started immediately, you could take out a personal loan. I do think that that's worth it. I mean, if you take out a loan for $5,000, then you save it and you don't spend it, and you save it for your business. It's going to take you about 10 clients to pay that back, which you could easily do within 2 months of, not starting with the training, but within 2 months of starting, taking real clients. So it is a really great business. It's very fulfilling. It is lucrative, and I do suggest starting for anyone who wants to put in a little bit of work to practice, take out a little bit of money to invest, and have an amazing career. I hope that this video helped you decide whether this is the right career field for you or not, or at least give you a little bit of insight into what it's like to get started. And if you did like today's content, stay tuned for more. You could go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and if you'd like to see my work, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Mink Brow, and I'll link it in the description box below.